How many, Danny?
Hey, bag ladies and bag dudes. I'm Sarah Lawson from Sew Sweetness. Thanks so much for joining me for Sewcial Sunday, my weekly sewing chat. Hey everyone, happy Sunday or Monday if you're in a different part of the world. Thank you so much for joining me for Sewcial Sunday. I see Sandy's watching.
Hi, Sandy.
Hi, Sandy. Stephen, Rachel, Eleanor.
Melissa and Dawn are watching. Patsy from Mississippi. So thank you everyone so much for joining us on this very special Sewcial Sunday. My mom and dad are joining me, Bob and Angie.
Hi. Hi, everyone.
So I'm going to grill them with some questions in a little bit, and then if you have any questions for them later, they are so excited to answer all your questions. So a couple of things before we get started, a couple of things to mention. Michelle Graham is hosting another Secret Santa swap. We had another one last year. It was tons of fun. The information for the swap is linked to in the description. So if you're interested in reading, I guess the rules of the swap and how it works, all of that is in the link in the description. So you can check that out there. And if you'd like to participate, the information on how to do that is also in that document of information. So very excited. It's very fun participating in the swaps. You get assigned a partner, and it's all a mystery until you receive your special package in the mail. And we wanted to do one for the holidays because it's just fun getting an extra bit of a gift right before Christmas. So thank you to Michelle Graham for hosting that swap. Michelle is also working on the Park Sling Backpack Sew Along, and we're heading into week 4. That's also linked to in the description, the album for week 4. Every week for 7 weeks, there's a different task that you have to complete. And so Michelle has broken the sew along up into manageable tasks. So there's no need to feel overwhelmed or harried or feel like you have to finish your bag up really quickly. You have 7 weeks to work on it. And she's also been posting some fun extras like a pattern hack. So Michelle Graham. Here's the photo of Michelle Graham's pattern hack. It's turning the single strap on the Park Sling backpack into 2 separate straps with the use of a zipper down the center. So if you're interested in finding that pattern hack instruction from Michelle, that's also linked to in the description. And I also wanted to announce the week 1 winner from that sew along. And the week 1 winner is Lori Heron. So congratulations to Lori. I'll be contacting you with your Sew Sweetness gift certificate. And every Sunday I'll be announcing a new winner. So it definitely pays to participate. And the winner is randomly drawn. So everyone has a chance to win a great prize. So, all right, let's get started with the questions. So again, this is my father, Bob, and my mother, Angie. And I prepared a few easy questions just to help everyone get to know them a little bit. So my first question is, what are your favorite things to watch on YouTube since streaming is kind of our thing here? So Dad, if you want to start.
What I enjoy watching on YouTube is growing up, one of my hobbies was going out to a lot of concerts. I watched a lot of videos from bands when I was in my 20s.
So what are your probably top 3 concerts that you went to in person?
Bruce Springsteen. We had Fourth Row Center. That was a great show. Genesis. Peter Gabriel.
Okay, so you watch...
There's many.
Well, besides concerts, what else do you watch on YouTube?
Other things I do is if I'm working on something like my motorcycle, a car, or something breaks down at the house, if I don't understand how to fix it, I'll go on YouTube, and there's a million different videos to watch on whatever I want to
I think you're
accomplish.
leaving one out, something kitchen related that you like to watch on YouTube.
Oh, there's a few years ago I bought
The Instant Pot, right?
the Instant Pot for my wife, and it just sat in a box for probably
A year.
And when I took some time off of work because I had surgery, I decided to open up the box, and I'm not a cook, but I found a guy on YouTube. His name's Jeff, and he's
What's his YouTube channel, Mom? Do you remember?
It's Pressure Luck.
Pressure Luck.
Pressure.
And everything that I made multiple things, it comes out great, right?
Yes, right.
So what, clam chowder?
Clam
minestrone?
chowder, minestrone. I made
Cheesecake.
ribs. I made cheesecake in it.
Oh, the banana pudding, right?
Banana pudding.
Yeah.
Yes, and everything that I made comes out perfect. I'm shocked when we sit at the table and my fork goes into whatever I made. It's like restaurant quality food. I'm shocked that it comes out so great.
What about you, Mom? What do you watch on YouTube?
I watch other showing channels. I watch cooking channels.
What's your favorite?
Cake.
Can you reference a couple?
Well, there's a couple. There's a crochet one that is Lilla Bjorn. It's
Okay.
LILLABJORN. It's a crochet channel. There's a lot, like if I'm doing a crochet project, and I'm not quite sure about the instructions, I go on YouTube and I look up that particular technique, and that helps me. And
Right.
plus, I'm a visual person, so I could see how everything goes together.
Oh, that's a good one. Michelle says Dad should give some of the So Sweetness Community Cookbook recipes a try. He'd love them.
Yeah.
Well, they need
I
to
can
have.
do that.
They need to have a video, though, right?
Yes, I need a video. I follow the video to the
the
match,
T,
to
yeah.
the T.
All right, so my next question is for my mom specifically. How did you get started with sewing, and what kinds of things did you make?
Well, we always had a sewing machine in the house, so maybe not sewing when we were little, but we would take pieces of fabric and cut holes for our dolls' arms to go through and stuff. But when we were in Girl Scouts, I know we had to earn our sewing badge. We had to make a garment. So I remember the dress that I made, and it wasn't like an easy one either. You picked hard stuff, I guess, but a dress. And,
That's how you learn, though, right? You
Oh,
have
yeah.
to do the hard stuff.
Yeah, you got to do
Yeah.
the hard stuff, because then the other stuff is easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Before we get on with some more questions, tomorrow in the United States is Veterans Day, so I just wanted to thank all the veterans for your service, and there's specifically a few bag ladies and bag dudes that are veterans. So thank you to Renee, Amy, Shannon, Lydia, and I apologize if there were more that I missed. And you had something to say about veterans also.
There's a few other veterans that I like to. All three of my brothers are veterans. Two of them served in Vietnam. And I have a good friend, Lou Santella. He also served. So I would like to thank you guys for your service, and God bless, and have a great day tomorrow.
All right, so now Danny's favorite part of the Sunday show. We'd like to ask all the bag ladies and bag dudes to stand proud and let us know. I love seeing all the comments come through, bag ladies and bag dudes, and we really appreciate you being part of our community, watching the shows, and I'm really ecstatic to be back every Sunday here with you for Sewcial Sunday. So thanks so much for watching, whether you're watching live or if you watch the recording later on during the week. So both of my parents retired in the past few months, so my next question is, since retiring a few months ago, what kinds of things have you been up to? So, and Mom, do you want to start?
Yes, I'd love to start. I finally made one of my daughter's patterns.
Yay.
Yay. It took me a while, but I took the opportunity, having the extra time. So this is my first project. It's the Dab
Essential oil
Essential
case from
oil case
Minikins Season
from
2.
Minikins 2. And I just love it. I have it stuffed full, and the fabric was great.
It came out great, yeah.
The instructions were great. I can't say enough about
Well, you have to say that, right?
Oh no, I've given up many projects because I start the project and then I get stuck because the directions are either hard to understand or I'm not sure what they mean. But with the video, anybody could make any project, truly.
And you brought some other stuff with you, right?
I did bring a couple of other things. I also made is this the Creative
Maker Supply Case.
Creative Maker Supply Case.
That was size small, right?
This is the smallest one.
So there's two bigger sizes.
It's
than
for
this
my
one.
reader, and I put
Here.
some extra padding and extra pockets in there.
So tell me about this pocket. What happened when you were working on this pocket? So this pocket was not in the pattern, right?
No.
Okay,
It was
so-
just the mesh.
Okay, so,
So-
tell me the story behind the pocket.
I decided to put extra pockets in there because I wanted more cushioning on my reader and whatever else I was going to put in there. So I put extra foam in there, and I put the zipper in, and I put everything together, and then I guess I thought I knew how to finish it, and I ended up hand sewing the whole side of, where I flipped everything around.
Because it was too thick, right?
It was because it was too thick.
Because
and-
she told me she was hand sewing it, and I was like, what were
yeah,
you hand
and
sewing?
Sarah's like, hand sewing? Where are you hand sewing? And I'm like, oh, I guess I skipped that part where I was supposed to top stitch everything together, but you know what? It's fine. It was pretty funny.
Was there anything else you brought?
I made two of the.
I saw the robe that
essential
you put
oil.
in. My mom brought a big bag
yeah.
of stuff, so you want to show everyone
Well, I
the
did
other?
want to show this because this is one of my favorite things that Sarah made for me. And it's using Australian Shepherd little dogs on there, and we have Australian Shepherd dogs, so I just thought this was the cutest thing because our dogs look just like that, and I just wanted to bring this because this is one of the gifts that she made that I really love. I have it out all year long. I have a little Christmas one with the Christmas dogs on there. I love this one. And I also made this for my dog.
Not my pattern, but whose pattern is it?
It's Crafty Gemini.
I'm
and
sure
this
a lot
was-
of you are familiar with
Yeah,
Crafty
and
Gemini.
this was for my dog for Halloween. She wore this for Halloween. She didn't like it, but she wore it.
Did she have that look on her face?
Oh yeah,
when you
that
put it
looked like,
on?
oh my God, here we go again. But I did bring, when my kids were little, there was a company called Stretch and Sew, and they had franchise stores throughout the United States. They were a company out of Washington State, and I love doing their patterns because it was all with stretchy material, so it was pretty easy. And I used to make little, I would find this really cool fabric, like this was my son's little robe, and I would find fleece fabric that had like really interesting things. So this is a robe, and then
And you made us matching sweatsuits, right?
yeah, one time I found it was like it had a skier going across here, so I found this. So everybody got one. The kids all got one, and I made one for Bob too, and they all wore it in a picture. I wish I could have found the picture.
That's
But
funny.
yeah, it was pretty funny. I used to find this, you find the fabric and then you think, oh, what can I make out of that? Because sometimes you find some really cool things. So I did do a lot of sewing for my kids when they were younger, and it was fun. I really enjoy sewing.
So, Dad, what about you since retiring? What have you been up to?
Since I retired in March, I've finished a lot of projects at home, painting, sanding, you name it, I've done it. Cleaning out closets, going through storage, donating a lot of things to charity. I played softball with my softball team that I've been playing with for the last about 41 years. I had time to play with them, and
It's so funny because probably for the last 10 or 15 years, every year he's like, yeah, this is my last year playing
this is my
softball.
last year, but then
And we just roll our eyes now
yeah.
because it's like we hear it every year.
But then this will be my last year. I'm done. I've been on my motorcycle more, and I've been doing chores. And one other thing I made. This is a surprise, but I made this bag.
No,
it
you
took me a
didn't.
week. It took me a weekend to do. You can see how nice
Liar.
that is. Isn't that nice? I did that. No, I didn't.
And you went back to work too, right?
And I finished all my projects at home, and
work.
I went back to work because I felt like I needed something to wake up to. Gives me something to
a different job.
do.
than
A
you had
different
before, right?
job than I had before, and it's.
Do you mind telling everyone what your previous job was?
Yes, I delivered mail for 37 years, and I retired from that. And what I miss from the post office job is the social life with my coworkers and all the customers that I served, and I kind of missed that. So 4 months after I retired from that, I'm working part-time job, 5 hours a day, Monday through Friday. It just gives me something to do. I'm the type of guy, I can't just sit around at the house and do nothing. I need something to do, and that's what I do now. I'm happy. It's not hard work, and
Michelle wants to know, does Angie go on the motorcycle with you?
you know what? When we first started dating, she had no problem getting on the back of my motorcycle. But once we got married, no, that's it. No, she doesn't enjoy it, and it's fine.
All right. Another, I guess, sewing related question, but for both of you. What's it like cutting Tula Pink fabric for Sew Sweetness? Because my parents cut the Tula Pink fabric that we saw on the website. So, Dad, you want to?
We have a process. We're in the basement. I open up the bolt, and I lay it on our ping pong table. I cut it, and then Angie grabs it and she folds it, and then she bags it. I think she has the harder job. Mine is basically just cutting and cutting and cutting. And every time I go down there, my goal is to cut 10 bolts, but I sometimes do 15, 20 until my back starts hurting, and then I'm done.
Oh, a lot of mail carriers and retired mail carriers watching the show tonight.
All right.
I saw a postmaster too. Yep.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I just
They want to know what kind of motorcycle you have, Bob.
Oh, Danny says they're asking. There's some questions about what motorcycle.
I have
you
a Harley Davidson Street Glide. Yeah.
What was your first motorcycle that
My
you had?
first motorcycle was a Honda 100. I had that in high school. I had a motorcycle before I learned how to drive a car. So.
Cool. So, Mom, what about you? What's it like cutting the fabric?
I love it because I get to see all this beautiful fabric, and I just think about all the things to make with it. I love folding it and bagging it, and your dad would say, "Oh, just put it in there." I said, "No."
Yeah.
People want to
it's
get
perfect.
when people get their bag of fabric, they want to like open the package and look and say, "Oh my God, look how beautiful that looks in there." Because that's how I feel about it. I just, there's nothing better than that.
And my mom was, I remember when you first started cutting it, you're like, well, I'm ironing the fabric, and I'm like, you're.
Yeah, she was. If
I
it was
was.
wrinkled,
Because some
the last
of the
piece,
ends were like
some
really
of the ends
bad.
are wrinkled, and I would look at her. I go, "What are you doing?" She would, "I have to iron this so it looks perfect." I go, "Okay."
Tamara said, we so appreciate the great job you both do for the tulip fabric that we buy. It's always so nicely cut and packaged.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And Kathy also says, yes, you both do a good job. Pamela says, the Honda 100 was my first bike, also in high school. Cool. That's awesome. All right, so that's all the questions. I tried to keep it simple because my dad was talking about, like, memorizing answers for the questions,
Yeah,
and I was like, no, it's not like that.
I asked Sarah, just give me a heads up on the questions you're going to ask, because I don't want to look silly.
It's
up
not
there.
that complicated.
Yes.
All right, so the second half of the show, I'm going to answer some questions live, so you can ask sewing-related questions, questions about notions or tools. If you have a question for my mom or dad, whatever questions you have, you can go ahead and type those in the comments right now on either Facebook or YouTube, wherever you're watching our show.
YouTube's actually down for comments.
Oh, Danny says YouTube's down for comments. Darn it, technology
but I can read
sometime.
them out loud.
All right, Danny's going to read the questions, any YouTube questions that are coming through. And then we have a giveaway at the end of the show. So while we're waiting for the questions to come up, I also wanted to let you know we had several requests recently for a new acrylic template for the tapered corner paper template that I created. I think it was earlier this year. So thank you to your requests. Ed and Robin are working on an acrylic template for that tapered corner process to make your pillows and zippered pouches have nice, not pointy outy corners, as I call them, like really nice looking squared off corners. So we should have those templates for you in the next few weeks, and I'll let you know as soon as we get those in. And again, thank you to those who requested the templates. I do read all the emails that come through. I do look through your comments, and any suggestions are certainly always taken to heart. So thank you for that. So, all right, Danny, you have any questions coming through for me, or?
Gina wants to know, will you be creating a clear vinyl bag?
Oh, that's a good. Okay, so I'm going to read the question again because we have a bit of a YouTube malfunction, so Danny's going to read the YouTube questions and then I'll post them on the screen. Gina wanted to know if I will be creating a bag for clear vinyl. I know a lot of you have been asking for that type of bag if you're going to stadiums or concerts where they require you to have not a regular purse, but something with clear vinyl. I do have that on my list. Unfortunately, I haven't gotten to it quite yet. I have seen a few people, however, make the Polaris bag with clear vinyl. The Polaris bag is a smaller bag, so it would fit many of the stadium requirements. So that's an idea. If you were making the Polaris bag in the clear vinyl, you would just assemble the exterior pretty much like the pattern, and then you would just leave it unlined because you need the whole thing to be in clear vinyl. So hopefully that helps. Jackie says, when you use the RFID fabric, where do you put it in a wallet or purse? So that's a really great question. So if you're not familiar with the RFID fabric, it is designed to help protect your credit cards from people that have machines. I'm not sure what the machines are called. Scanners of some sort to try to steal your credit card information. So that fabric is most commonly used in the lining. If your wallet has credit card slots, you could use it on that. I have seen wallets with the RFID fabric with an extra flap using that fabric to cover the items in your wallet or purse. So that's another option as well, especially if you're really nervous about it. Having that extra flap can help conceal your information from being scanned from people who are out there to do no good. Let's see. Question. How old were you when your mom first taught you to sew? So that was in 3rd grade.
Well, actually,
right? Was
Sarah,
it before that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, it was in 2nd grade.
Second? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I
So
don't
you
know
were
why I thought
about
3rd.
maybe 9 or 10-ish.
Okay.
Something like that.
In
Yep.
2nd grade.
Do you want to
Yeah.
explain what? Because being an adult, you probably have a better memory than I do about what exactly happened with that.
I think we're gonna teach you to sew, and you had a friend
Amy.
join you, Amy.
Yeah.
Amy Jennings, and
That's right.
you guys picked the project. We had the we must have had the fabric already, and you made a top and shorts, and Amy made a dress, and it was like a hot tie-dye. It was like
Right.
the hot neon colors at the time,
And the bags too, right?
and the bag's a little drawstring bag, and you guys, you did a great job. I mean, you really did
Did
a
we
good
struggle
job.
with any things you remember, or?
I don't recall. And you know what? One of my dreams was to start a sewing class for kids. There was a company at that time. They had literature, and they had different things that, if you wanted to start a business, teaching kids how to sew. And that was one of the things that I was really interested in, and that's probably how that came to be.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So I thought, well, let me just try it with my own child and have her have a friend and see what happens. And then, like everything, you get busy with things, and then it, kind of falls to the wayside.
Yeah, that makes sense. Lizette had another question. Bob and Angie, how many other children do you have?
We have 2 other boys. Stephen, he lives in Colorado, and James, he lives in Chicago.
And how old are they in relation to me?
Stephen he's
Yeah,
35.
Steve's a couple years younger than Sarah,
and
and James is 9 years younger
Yep.
than Sarah. So, yeah, he just moved out this summer, so we're really empty nesters now, except for our dog, Missy.
Diana says, I must have missed it. What's the tapered corner one? I don't have that link in the description to tonight's show, but if you Google Sew Sweetness Tapered Corner, it'll take you to the video, and I have a PDF document that you can save to your computer device and print out with 2 different sizes. It's just a paper template that you would use to make markings on your fabric. Is the little bag that you made for your mom one of your patterns, one of the minikins perhaps?
Kismet, isn't it?
Oh, yes. Great question. This is the Kismet Trinket
That's the smaller one,
boxes. It comes in this round style, and there's also a rectangle in 3 different sizes each, so 6 different total. And it's just a cute zippered.
It's cute. You can put a lot of...
Oh, yeah, the
Oh, yeah,
smaller-
there's another one in there.
There's another one inside, so they nest also. So
Yeah.
Beth says, Sarah, any plans for a retreat next year or the following year? So when we did the retreats in the past, we booked them about 2 years out. So I can tell you that as of today, we don't have anything scheduled. So that means 2 2 years from today, there's nothing going on. We'd like to do more things like that in future. We just, I guess I just have to say there's only so much time in the day, and it's just, for me, the whole thing with So Sweetness that's been great and amazing and fun has been trying different things. So teaching in person or having retreats, and I'm really lucky that I got to try different things. And I don't know, like for instance, this year we did book club, and but I'd like to definitely get back to the retreats eventually. So that's the short answer for that. Melissa says, any chance you will be making a cylinder duffel bag pattern? My daughter really wants one for a gym bag, and I would rather buy one of your patterns than one from another designer. So I do have not exactly a duffel bag, but a travel bag with a unique, I guess, a unique feature. I started working on that the other day, but that one probably won't be out till sometime early next year. I don't have anything planned for like a cylinder or barrel style duffel bag, but I will definitely keep that in mind for the future. And then another question, how many grandchildren? So I'll let you guys, one of you, answer that.
We have 3 grandchildren. William and Violet are Sarah and Danny's children. And then Eleanor is Steve and Rachel's little daughter. She's 2.5. So we have 3 grandchildren.
And we actually get to see Eleanor
We get to see him
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
They're visiting from Colorado, so we're super excited. And my daughter's like asking me tons of questions, and yeah, they're very excited to see them. Marie says, I tried to teach my daughter to sew, but we were like oil and water, but now I learned from her. She is a talented, creative soul like your daughter is. Oh, thank you. That's a really nice comment. Thanks, Marie. Gertrude says, what is Kismet used for? Do you want to grab yours again? Because I don't have any. I've seen all sorts of uses for this particular zippered case. I've seen people put Legos or action figures in for, children, sewing notions, really any. What else could you imagine people would put inside this?
I could think of a lot of things to just put in there. Just like you said, anything that has little pieces.
Dog treats.
You could put
Dog treat,
cookie cutters in there. Or,
that's a cute idea for the holidays. Make one
Yeah.
and put cookie cutters in there. That's really cute. Sandy says, I was watching YouTube on my TV and Facebook on my phone. I don't know how to write questions on YouTube. Any suggestions? Love seeing Sarah again each Sunday.
Log into YouTube.
Oh, Danny's suggesting to make sure you're logged into YouTube. So anyone can watch YouTube for the videos, but to leave a comment, you need to log in. So if you don't already have an account, it's free and easy. You can just do that. YouTube, I'm sure in the upper corner of the screen, there's an area to log in or create an account. So
I always
use
use
one.
YouTube I use YouTube all the time, and there's a little place where it says chat, and then you just write your question in there, and then you just send it off. I don't know how Facebook is, but that's how YouTube is.
Jacqueline says, any chance you'll be making any more clutches, like a bow clutch or those envelope clutches? I did start, because I keep like ideas for sketches and things for upcoming bags or bags that I'd like to design. I do have like a little, not a clutch, but like a really small handbag, or I guess it could be a clutch if you left the strap off. But I was thinking for like a child or someone who just wants a couple things in their bag, like a cell phone and just the wallet. So I don't know. I know that won't be out in time for the end of the year, but hopefully near the beginning of next year I can get to something like that. I saw a picture from Renaissance Ribbons in an email a few days ago crediting you with a pattern using some of the new Tula ribbons. Is that a new pattern? So I'm not sure. I don't think I got that email. The projects that I see commonly made with the Renaissance Ribbons are the filigree double zip pouches. I've seen those in the past made with Renaissance Ribbons, and I've made those also with the ribbons. Maybe, Danny, can you think anything off the top of your head? I know Jessica's made a lot of projects lately with the ribbons. Jessica's a member of our Facebook group, so I'm not sure if it was a Suffolk coin purse, maybe another project, but if that wasn't the answer you were looking for, if you can always email me after the show, and I can, maybe if you send me the photo, I can help you nail down which pattern it is. And my email is sarah@sewsweetness.com, and that's Sarah with no H. All right. How did your parents meet? Oh, that's a great question.
The last question.
Oh, Danny says this is the last question. So
We met in high school. We went to a
We
high
actually
school.
met before that
No, it was
because
in high
we were
school.
working at the pool.
Yeah, but we were in high school at the time.
well,
Dun, dun, dun. On
Okay.
next week's
But that
episode.
was in the summer.
Well, okay, high
Okay.
school age.
It was
uh,
high school age, and I asked her to go to one of these high school function dances, and she accepted.
Which high school did you go to?
We went to Roosevelt High School in the
In
city.
Chicago.
It's a public high school.
Yep.
And when she was taller than me when I was when I asked her, I had to look up to her. And,
I wasn't
and
that much
and
taller
it was
than
funny.
you.
It was a dance function, and I don't think we danced once.
No, we did not.
No, we did not.
We did not.
I was so shy. She was shy, and yeah, that's how we met in
Okay.
high school. Was it love at first sight? Absolutely.
All right, so thank you all for asking your questions. I apologize if I did not get to your question live, but I want to pop over to this week's giveaway. So, I wrote myself a note that the giveaway would be cork fabric, but I didn't grab any to have it over here. So,
I thought you hit it.
no. For this week's giveaway, I'm going to be giving away 6 rolls of surprise cork fabric because I don't have them here with me. Before that, last week's winner of last Sewcial Sunday's giveaway is Desiree Marino. So congratulations to Desiree. I contacted you on social media, and as soon as we hear back from you, I'll get your prize in the mail. But like I said, this week's prize is 6 rolls of cork fabric. Thank you, Laura. Laura says it was her coin purse frame. That was in regards to the question with the Renaissance ribbons. So the Suffolk coin purse was the project with the ribbons on it that was in that previous question. Tonight's, thank you very much. Pamela's also chiming in with that answer. All you have to do to enter the giveaway is to comment with your answer either on Facebook or YouTube, and it's a random giveaway. But my giveaway question is, what is one skill that your mom or dad taught you? So you can just go ahead and write that in the comments. Maybe it's something you learned when you were a child. Maybe sewing is your answer. But whatever the answer is, I'll draw a winner at the end of the day this Saturday, and I'll announce it on next Sunday's show. And I see Danny really quickly typing. Oh, thank you very much, Danny. Anyways, because we're on track with having a show every Sunday, the first and the third Sundays will be our full-on regular Sewcial Sunday show with the book reviews, the notion reviews, the fabrics, all of that. And then between those Sundays, we'll fill in with fun content like we did tonight with having my mom and dad on the show. So
Can you see me?
thank you so much for watching Sewcial Sunday. I hope you have a great week this week, and happy sewing. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
That was good, right?
That was fun, right?
That was